Are the domestic coal miners mining enough to meet the demand of the domestic thermal power plants? Coal Ministry says yes, but the Power Ministry says not really. Do we need to really import coal to meet the domestic demand and keep the power plants fired up? This and more in the latest episode of EnergOnomics. I remember how Piyush Goyal described to me when I asked him to describe his first 100 days when he was the Minister of Coal, New and Renewable Energy and Power. He said it was baptism of fire. He said that he had inherited a crisis ridden sector where power outage was a norm and coal block allocation was arbitrary. Yes, things have changed since then. But one thing has remained constant: the war of words between coal and power ministries about the supply. Coal is the most important and abundant fossil fuel in India. It accounts for about 55% of the country's energy needs. But still, there is a need to import to avoid power shortages. Recently, RK Singh, the Union Minister for Power and New and Renewable Energy, said his ministry is leaving no stone unturned to ensure consistent power supply. He said the domestic coal supply is not sufficient for the growing power demand, and therefore there has been a need to import too. However, the coal ministry has been time and again stating that it is dedicated to sustaining the coal supply in the country. The ministry is responsible for maintaining the reserves of coal and lignite in the country. So, why is the debate? Where does the gap happen? I put this question to Amrit Lal Meena, the coal secretary, and this is what he had to say.
We need to understand the usage of coal. See, there are category of coals, certain high calorific coal and coking coal. We have to import because such grade of coal is not available in our country. Coal India Limited, Singareni Company, and the captive and commercial mines are showing significant production growth. You must be aware that last year 14% production growth was achieved. This year the production growth is more than 10%. So the policy of government for opening up of new mines by coal PSUs and also large scale auction of the mines for commercial mining and also facilitation of the captive mines given earlier to the captive users including power and non-power. All these factors are helping in higher production. Therefore, we have adequate availability of coal in the country. And you must be also aware that coal is produced in the eastern part of the country, whereas the consumption is all across plants. So I can assure you that there is adequate availability and it will continue.
I also put this question to the chairman of Coal India, Mr. PM Prasad, and this is what he had to say.
There is a heavy demand for energy is there. Year on year, energy demand is also there. Similarly, coal production of Coal India also, you have seen last year a phenomenal growth, 703 million ton production we achieved over 622 previous year of FY22 to FY23. This year again in the first 5 months we are almost 11% more than the last year production. There is a growth in double digit is there, and the stock at both our pithead stocks at mine level. My mine level stock is 44 million ton is there right now, which is also about 14 million to 15 million more than last year the same time. Similarly, at power plants also there is 26 million ton stock. Coal India is prepared to meet its commitments to power plants. So we are well prepared, and there is no shortage as such. But some few plants, as you are asking, there may be coastal based plants and some remotely farther states. There may be a stock of 8 to 10 days or 7 days.
Both Coal Ministry and Coal India are confident about the supply. Then what is the issue? Is pricing the issue? Is there a price disparity between imported coal and the domestic coal? I asked both of them, and this is what they said.
I'm sure you are aware that coal is primary source of our energy security need. So for country, the energy needed to be available at reasonable rate. Therefore, to the power plants, the coal is supplied at notified price, which varies from grade to grade, but roughly 1700 to rupees 2000 per ton is the notified price. So about 85% of the coal produced in the country by coal subsidiaries, it goes to meet the power requirement. About 15% goes towards long-term fuel supply agreement to the non-power sector and also short-term e-auction for different sectors of the economy. Now, the premium which used to be quoted in, let us say, in January 2023 for the e-auction was about 180 to 200% over the notified price. Now the premium being quoted in July is about 60%, meaning thereby availability of coal have gone up. So the premium on e-auction has gone down. Now there is significant reduction in the international coal price also. So, and it is in the open general license. So our endeavor is to make available adequate coal both to power and also to the non-power sector, we call it non-regulated sector.
In the last 5 years, there is no price increase as far as
Right.
thermal plants concerned. When there is 1.5 2 years back, there is a demand in import coal. At that time, there was a difference. Now, domestic, absolutely there is no issue, and there is no price increase from Coal India.
Another challenge is taking coal from the mines to the customers. This is where the Indian Railways come in the picture. Coal India has come out with a concept of first mile connect. In these projects, coal is transported in mechanized pipe conveyors from the production point to coal handling plants, silos, where coal is loaded directly into rail wagons.
First mile connectivity will replace the truck movement of coal from mines to the railway loading point. Okay. Typically, in any mine, about 4 to 5 kilometer distance is traveled by the coal from mine pithead to the railway loading point. So there thousands of trucks used to move. So Coal India Limited has planned first mile connectivity for mechanized handling of coal from mine pithead to the CHP silos where mechanized loading of the railway rakes takes place. We have identified 67 such mines which are producing more than 2 million ton per year, the largest one. And for all these 67 mines, the first mile connectivity, that is mechanized coal handling facility, is being constructed. So with this, we intend to transport about 80% of our total coal produced through mechanized mode to supply it to the railway so that the evacuation through railway become faster.
Previously, we are loading with payloaders that is being replaced in a systematic way in our mega projects, Deepika, Gevra, Kusmunda. Similarly, in projects in Talcher and CCL, ECL, Sonpur, Bajari. Number of places, this payloader loading is being replaced. Traditionally, payloader loading was taking 3 hours to load a rack. Now, with this silo, 45 minutes we are able to load. With time is reduced, number one. Dust pollution, air pollution also is reduced, and also we are reducing the truck dispatch from a larger distance to a smaller distance. The trucks are coming to a near distance, and we are unloading that coal in the bunkers from their belt conveyors. So at number of places in WCL Mahajanko has also put up belt conveyors. Already in Krishnashila, there is a belt conveyor system is there. Hindalco is taking. So we are gradually reducing the truck dispatch lead distance, and we are going to this first mile connectivity. They are in different phases.
I have had detailed conversation with Coal Secretary and Coal India Chairman on the issues pertaining to the sector. To listen to the entire podcast, the links are given in the description below. A conclusion which one draws after the entire discussions and hearing out the Coal Secretary, the Coal India Chairman, the Power Minister is that all stakeholders have to put their heads together and a way out, a solution can be found. But more importantly, all have to have the same narrative so that there is no panic created among the customers.